now called to order. This is the Finance and Economic Development meeting for Monday, June 8th, 2026. I am Vice Chair, Council Member Letitia Bracy, Council Member at Large, and I will be chairing this meeting this evening as our Chair Harley has an excused absence. At this time, I will call the roll for those members of the committee first. Chair Harley, as I stated, is excused this evening. Councilwoman Shanae Darby, 2nd District. Councilman Alex Hackett. Councilwoman Oliver. Councilman Spadola.
Aye.
President Congo. I'd like to acknowledge Councilmember Darby.
Here.
As a friendly reminder, only members of the committee should be making motions and seconding. Any member of the public who wishes to speak this evening must sign up no later than 5:10 p.m. And for those in person, please sign up in the clipboard. For those joining us virtually, please raise your hand or use the Google Form sign up in the Zoom chat. Each speaker will have 2 minutes, and public comment period is slated for approximately 20 minutes. If there are public comments regarding any of the legislative matters on this agenda, you must speak to those items during the public comment period only. Please be mindful and try to refrain from any uses of profanity or vulgar remarks as this meeting is being live streamed to the public. Please note public comment will end promptly at 5:20 p.m. I will first start off with any public comment for those who have signed up here in chambers, and we don't have any. And I will rotate to any on Zoom. Are there any on Zoom? Seeing none, we will move on to legislative business. I'd like to acknowledge Councilman Owens.
And Chair, for the record, just that any of the legislation, if public has comments, it's going to be made during the public comment section unless you want to change it.
Okay.
Just, it's not a lot of people in this one.
Yeah. Next, we're going to move things around a bit on the agenda and go about a bit out of order. We're going to start with Ordinance 26-040, an ordinance to amend Chapter 44 of the City Code to extend the duration of the Wilmington Downtown Business District. And that is sponsored by Councilwoman Harley. And who is here to speak to this item?
LaShawn Maxwell.
Thank you. Come on up front. You can either have a seat or take the podium.
Hi, good evening. My name is LaShawn Maxwell. I'm the Senior Director at Downtown Visions. Created in 1994, Downtown Visions is the not-for-profit management company of Wilmington's Downtown Business Improvement District. Our ambassadors wear black and gold uniforms with the goal of keeping downtown clean and safe. Downtown Visions also facilitates the weekly farmers market from May through October, as well as the Wilmington Main Street program, which promotes and assists downtown businesses. Downtown Visions is currently authorized until October 1st of 2029. And we're requesting a term extension for an additional 10 years to October 1st of 2039. We are in the process of extending our existing mortgage. We have a balloon payment that's due on August 8th. And without that extension, we cannot borrow beyond our authorization. Our headquarters is located at 409 North Orange Street, and we're looking to extend that mortgage for 7 to 10 years with a 20-year amortization for a lower payment.
Thank you. Any questions from council members? Seeing none, thank you. This will be on our next meeting agenda, which is June 18th. So before the full council.
Thank you.
So thank you. Next is a resolution naming the 3 facilities located in Eden Park, and that is sponsored by Chair Harley. And who is speaking to this item?
Chair, I'll speak to the item. I don't believe anybody's here from Parks and Recreation. But basically, this resolution approves the naming of the pool house to the William Balagoon Robinson Pool, the pavilion to the Robert Robert Bob Perkins Pavilion and the football field at Eden Park to the Theopolis Gregory Field. So basically, within the resolution, it talks about the legacy of all three of these individuals. Talking about Mr. Robertson has dedicated more than 40 years to youth sports, as well as Mr. Perkins, just talking about his leadership and impact on the Southbridge community, as well as Theopolis Gregory, who served with distinction as an attorney and started off over there in that particular area. So it's my understanding that the sponsor of the resolution has prepared written justification attesting to the proposed naming, as well as the Director of Parks and Recreation has furnished a written opinion stating the position of Parks and Recreation regarding the proposed naming, which is in accordance with City Code Section 2-3 D4.
Thank you. Any questions from any of our council members?
Now, I'd like to make a statement, Madam President.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Madam Chair, I'm sorry. I think this is a piece of legislation that's overdue. Councilman Harley has been talking about this for a while, and being from the Southbridge community, I've been in several sidebar meetings when I think this has been going on for over a year and a half now, so I'm just glad to see it come to a point. And I remember the last administration was very involved with this, and they were all okay with everything. That's what took so long, so they could straighten everything out. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to be a co-sponsor.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councilman Owens?
Yes, just a point of clarity. In the 1, 2, 3, 4, in the fourth whereas, it says William Bill Robinson. It's different from every other line in here. I don't know if they meant that or if that's just a clerical mistake there. But other than that, that's it.
Question.
Thank you.
Okay.
Marshall? Or do you have a?
No, I was going to say when it says William Bill, were you saying is that his name?
I think, isn't the nickname Bulligun?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so Chair, I will get this clarified with the law department because they actually drafted this, and so it's probably a typographical. So thanks for bringing it to our attention. I'll get them to correct that.
Okay. Do you have a comment?
Not a comment, but Claire has asked if you could unmute her. She's the
I'm
director.
sorry, you have to come to the,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
but she is going to be made a panelist.
Claire is the Director of Human Resources. She asked if you could unmute her. She's on the
Did
thing.
she,
Okay.
yeah, okay. We have her.
You have her? Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
thank you.
She just texted me and asked me to do that. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It was a typo. Because here it says Bill and here it says Ballaghan.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, so we will follow up to make sure that we get that
It should be
corrected.
valid. Yeah. Good.
No, they just needed to move her over from a panelist to, from attendee to panelist, and WRTN just did it.
I'm pretty sure that's Balagoon too.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll move on to the next piece of legislation, and that's ordinance 26-016. And that is an ordinance to authorize and approve an agreement between the City of Wilmington and USI Insurance Services LLC for property and casualty insurance brokerage services, and that's also sponsored by Councilwoman Harley. And is there anyone from the administration here to speak to that? Okay, you have the floor.
He's muted.
Oh, you need to unmute. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm James Robb. I'm the risk manager for the city. Good evening, council members. This is a contract with USI Insurance Services LLC for insurance brokerage services for fiscal year 2027 with 3 available extensions. USI has been the insurance broker for the city for 13 years and has served the city well. They were chosen for this contract after a request for quotes was issued to 3 insurance brokerage vendors. Only USI submitted a quote. I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from council members? All right, any,
I did have a question.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yeah, thank you. My question, are we going to save any money with the new service vendor?
Councilwoman, USI every year, or at least every other year, asks for quotes from insurance companies like Travelers and American
Okay.
General. And they make sure that they select the
Best one.
optimal quote based on our needs. We don't always go for lowest price because some of the big carriers don't provide public entity liability coverage, which we need. So yes, they seek to control our costs. For instance, there's several coverages that we've saved money on this year, surprisingly, actually.
Okay, thank you. Understood. I just wanted to ask a question. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Thank you. Any other questions from council members? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next piece of legislation, which is ordinance 26-038, an ordinance to authorize and approve an agreement for physician medical practitioner services between the City of Wilmington and Innovative Work Health Solutions, LLC. And this is also sponsored by Councilwoman Harley. And you are here from the administration. Please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, council persons and Madam Chair. Our nurse practitioner, who are actually medical provider, who advised us that she was going to be moving on after June of 30th this year. So we put out an RFP. We've got 3 bids back. One of the bids rescinded at the last minute, and we picked the one that we thought was the best, and it so happens to be also the cheapest, saving the city about $20,000 a year for the next 2 years. It's a 2-year quote with a 1-year extension at the same cost. And we worked with Innovative in the past. We've been working with Innovative for the past 4 or 5 years. They are very prompt, very on time, and very professional. And we think it's going to be a good fit for us. We're going to miss our previous medical provider, and we wish her the best in her future endeavors. But we have to do what's best for the city as well. And so we chose this vendor, and we think it'll be the best for us, our needs at this time.
Thank you. Any comments, questions from council members?
Now I want to make a statement.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes, I'm familiar with Innovative Health Work Solutions, and I hear very good things about them, so that's all I want to say.
Awesome, yes.
Thank you.
Bill Holland and Michelle Keogh are awesome people, and we look forward to working with them. We've worked with them in the past for other things. This will be the first time that we work with them as our main medical provider. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. And this will be on our next meeting agenda, which is on June 18th as well. Okay, keeping this train moving along, we will go to the next ordinance, which is ordinance 26-039, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of the city's general obligation bond, PFAS phase, what is this, 6 project, Series B, in order to provide the funds necessary for installation and construction of PFAS equipment at the city's Porter plant. And who from the administration is here to speak to that?
Vince Croce, Deputy Commissioner, Department of Public Works. This is a 20-year loan at 2% for $30 million. Out of that $30 million, approximately $7.5 million in principal forgiveness will drop off the debt service at the end of the project once it's completed. This will be for this is part of the funding required for construction of PFAS removal treatment at the Porter filter plant.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from any of the council members?
I'd like to make a statement.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes, this is, that's a project that's overdue. And anything that pertains to drinking, Delaware drinking, clean water, I support, because I don't want to be like other states or and have dirty water. So I appreciate you and everything you do when it comes to public works and just calling you up and understanding different projects. So thank you so much for getting this done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And Councilman Owens?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair. First off, can I be added as a co-sponsor to this? I think anything to do with PFAS removal is good for the city. I did have just a quick question, because I think this is the second or third piece since I've been on council that has come through. The full completion of the project for us at the Porter water treatment plant, when will we be done that? Is it a 10-year, 15-year project?
We're required by EPA to be completed now with the extension that they just granted by 2031. So this is construction of these projects. It's a phased project. There's a lot of moving pieces, and we're trying to shoehorn a new type of treatment into an older, somewhat space-limited facility. So the first piece of that, which is going to be electrical improvements for the site, is already it may already be out for bid. We were getting ready to release that. I don't know if procurement's got it posted on their website yet or not, but that's coming out first. Then there's a combined chem feed storage part of it, site work, clear well, a new PFAS treatment facility, and transfer pump station. These are all the various pieces. So the chess pieces are going to get moved around that site considerably, but our goal is to have everything completed by 2031 to meet the EPA's regulations.
One last thing. one last
Councilman
follow-up.
Aller?
Yeah, one last follow-up. Vince, could you tell us the last time some work has been done down at that treatment center, such as something
At Porter?
magnitude? Yeah.
Well, recently we've redone all 6 of the clariflocculators out there. That was a fairly large project. We're ongoing. We're doing stuff at these plants all the time. So there's probably not a year goes by without some project that's happening there. But that was the last really big project there, was the clariflocculators when we had all those redone.
Follow up, the reason why I said that, I know when we did the walkthrough a while ago, years ago, you were saying you was waiting for some of this money to get a lot of that old work done that hasn't been touched in years, so.
Yeah, this is part of the bigger
okay.
reconfiguration of the site.
All right, thank you. Any other questions from council members? All right, seeing none, thank you. And we will move on to the next item on the agenda, which is ordinance 26-041, an ordinance to amend Chapter 40 of the City Code regarding paid parental leave. And that is sponsored by Councilwoman Harley. And who is here from the administration to speak to this item?
Madam Chair, this is Claire DeMattias, HR Director. And council members, I apologize for not being there in person. This is a rather simple update to code. As you may recall, City Council last December updated code to be in compliance with the new state Paid Medical and Family Leave Act. The city has made some additional updates to that policy, and this rather simple update to code just clarifies that we are in full compliance with the state act effective July 1 of this year, 2026.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from council? Okay, seeing none. Oh, sorry, Councilman Owens?
Yes. I see in a fiscal impact, I know that the fire department is subject to the minimum manning requirements. Is our police department not, do they not have to follow that same rule? If we go.
Councilman Owens, thanks for the question. We are currently negotiating the police contract, and we will have a provision in the police contract to make sure that they are in compliance with the paid family and medical leave. Minimum staffing won't apply the same way to police because their numbers are much higher than for fire. But you are correct that with the new state law and now the new city code, we will have to make sure their contracts are in compliance.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes, Dr. Phillips, question. I remember when we passed this in the past, so you're saying that code, this code right here, it wasn't amended with all the other things that was going on with that ordinance? Is that, this was just left out?
Yeah, it's when the city first updated its code. For example, you had a provision in there that said it only applies to leave taken after January 1, 2026. That's superfluous now.
Right.
So we're just cleaning up the code to delete that.
Thank you.
And then we're making clear that with the Paid Family Medical Leave Act, an employee can take up to 12 weeks of paid leave combined, unless it's a birthing mother. And then, as the city code already states, they can have up to 18 to 20 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from council members? Seeing none, we will keep moving with the agenda. Thank you, Director, for jumping on with us.
Thank you.
For anyone that logged in after we started, we've already reviewed the ordinance to extend the duration of the downtown Wilmington Business District, so we're just going to keep moving. And the next item on the agenda is substitute number 2 to ordinance 25-017, an ordinance to amend chapter 45 of the city code to exempt elderly and disabled residents and residents with children under the age of 5 from water service disconnection for non-payment of utility charges, and that is sponsored by Councilwoman Darby. Councilwoman Darby?
Hello, yes. So I am speaking to this legislation tonight. Been working on it for a few years now. Had to bring it back to committee because I reached out to all my council colleagues for feedback and applied it to the legislation in regards to exemptions for seniors, people with disabilities, and people who have children under the age of 5. So this is just the reworked version to protect them from shutoffs, to use other measures for collections, but not shutting someone's water off. I think it's inhumane. It's not good practice. Other cities across the country have been diverting from using that as a tactic in collections process, and I think that the city of Wilmington can move in that way. So this ordinance is targeted to protect vulnerable populations, and it's not the end of this conversation around water. You know, that's one of the things I've been talking about. I've been talking about water affordability, which I think is going to be very key and important so we're not reactive. Because we do have like a water assistance program, which is very reactive. We wait for people to be in debt. Only certain people qualify. And there's barriers in that program and turning in paperwork and being qualified. We also do have where seniors and I believe people with disabilities can apply for a discount on their water bill, but there's also barriers within that, and that doesn't address the issue around water shutoffs or negate that just because they get that rate decrease that they won't experience a water shutoff. So this one is really, and another key thing I want to do too, as I'm looking at water, is really understand the indirect cost in regards to our water budget system and breaking that down even more, which they haven't done or answered certain questions that a few council members had around that. So I just want to be clear that this ordinance is not intended to be the city's entire affordability strategy, but definitely a part of it. Protecting vulnerable residents have to be a part of this comprehensive conversation about water affordability. And that's what this is here tonight. And I'm glad that I was able to work with my council colleague members on like all the little details, tweaking it out. What should the level adding, making sure that there was an added piece for income for all 3 categories from seniors. I think that was something Councilmember Hackett and Councilmember Bracy wanted to see, because there was concerns about if a senior is making money that they would like all of a sudden stop paying their bill to qualify to not be exempt from water shutoff. So just to, clear those, concerns, we did add an income level threshold for all three categories. So that was one of the biggest things that was added to the legislation. So I know it'll be on council agenda. I know other council members can speak to it, but that's pretty much all my comments I have.
Thank you. Any comments from any council members? Questions? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Excuse. I did have one question, Councilwoman Darby. I'm looking at the fiscal impact statement, and it looks like the city would be able, if we pass this, unable to collect on, and there's a range, so I'm not sure if you've spoken to anyone in OMB to kind of get clarity on the range. It looks like roughly 500,000 to 1.7 million per year. We would be unable to collect on. Have you talked to OMB to kind of get a better explanation of, or understanding of what that looks like?
I didn't speak directly to OMB, but I have spoke to other partners within the city, the administration about this, and I know that they're not a fan of it. And one thing, which I entirely wasn't a fan of, is that OMB falls under administration. So what they're going to do, just like they did to my other legislation, they're going to give the worst case scenario, right? So this projection is based on assumptions about future behavior. They assume that some residents may choose not to pay if shutoff authority is removed, which isn't true. Based on the data and research, even in the city of Wilmington, there were times when we had water shutoffs. There was no water shutoffs. People didn't just stop paying. People actually were like, how can I pay? Can I get assistance? Right? They didn't factor in any of those things. When I asked to factor in the data and research, I was told that I can't do it. I asked to do an amendment, told that I couldn't do it. So this fiscal impact statement thing with OBM and that whole process actually has been a barrier for me. So their estimates are based on assumptions about future behavior, not based in the research around what has happened in other cities. Other cities have not gone bankrupt from this. We didn't go bankrupt when we did it. Probably since I've been on council, I think we have done it twice. We did it during COVID, and then we did it recently. I think we're still doing it when we're under the current transition to a new system. And our system did not go bankrupt. We are not, none of those issues are happening. So that's my response to that. So I do not support the conclusion that they have for OMB because it's coming from the administration who controls OMB, who doesn't want my legislation to pass. So thank you.
Thank you. I have one more follow-up, and you might not have this right now, but I'm sure we can get it from the administration. Do we know what the current delinquent rate is, and also how many shutoffs that they've done in 2026? Because I don't know.
So from my understanding, the last time I talked to them about my legislation, which was this year, they told me that they're currently not doing any shutoffs because they usually send a water shutoff letter to us. Because I usually knock on people's door in my district and say, hey, here's some assistance so your water doesn't get shut off. They haven't been sending it because when we transferred over to the new system at the end of last year, they stopped doing shutoffs because they were having issues with bills being generated properly.
Okay, so they haven't. Okay, because I remember that. I remember that happening, but I wasn't sure if they had resumed or not. Okay.
No, I don't think they didn't say they did if they do, and they're supposed to send us reports if they are.
Okay. Thank
so
you.
I can ask to see if it's a continue, but as of probably April, no.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other comments from council members? All right. Seeing none. Thank you, Councilwoman Darby. This will be on the June 18th council agenda, which is next week.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other comments? All right. I'll take a motion to adjourn. I guess I'm the only committee member, so I guess I move to adjourn, and I'll second it. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Have a good evening, everyone. Meeting adjourned.